I think somebody's coming around. Dude. Oh, she's coming around. I think we're going to be friends again. Ay, mi amor. You know, by the lips that, by the mouth dieth the fish. That's the fish, or something like that. There's a saying in Spanish, which is the same in English, I assume. I guess by the mouth dies the fish. So Meghan Markle's big mouth is finally catching up with her, and she messed with the wrong person. This is what happens when you, and this is the false sense of security that you get when you become too arrogant and you go too far with the wrong person. The royal family, clearly they don't care what happens or they say about anything else. But Shallon Lester does. Shallon Lester does not have the same resources nor the reach that the royal family has. But she has grit. And this woman has connections. So many of you are asking who Shallon Lester is because you saw that little bit there.
And I'm not a super royal enthusiast. The royals are enthusiastic about me, namely Harry and Meghan, since Meghan put me in her documentary about what a fucking victim she is and implied I am running some sort of insane cabal against her. Girl, grow up. That's all I'm going to say on it, pending legal action. But I think I am fine entering into evidence and having a court read back to me. Grow up. Yes, Your Honor, I said that. I said it many times and I meant it. Thank you. Is there another Bible you'd like me to swear? I will swear on as many. Is there a Quran? Is there a Jewish text? Anything. Anything you want to put my hands on? A phone book. Waffle House menu? I got it. I'll swear on it. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Meghan because fuck her.
You picked the wrong girl.
Some of us are acquainted with the horror fiction show that Harry and Meghan produced called Harry and Meghan with Netflix. And Shallon, among others, was mentioned by Bosie as being part of a cabal who's out to destroy Meghan Markle. I mean, I am not part of any cabal either, but you know, they actually used her face and used her as an example on Netflix as one of the people part of that cabal. And rightfully so, she's saying that if they are going to use her image, they should have consulted her because she's actually a public figure, number one. And number two, they should have given her a right of reply instead of portraying her as somebody who is involved doing some shady stuff. Okay? And as she said, she gave an example that if her father was called a pedo and is portrayed all over the news worldwide and a worldwide platform, you know, everybody would associate him with that. And now she's being portrayed as this abusive person who's part of a cabal or something like that with Meghan Markle, who's defaming Meghan Markle and all kinds of things. So this affects her reputation. It affects her ability to earn a living. It affects her channel because she's a YouTuber. Okay? I will try to leave the link here, but for some reason, whenever I leave the link, it doesn't work. So I will try and do it. But her name is Shallon Lester. And for you to understand, she was the editor of Star Magazine. For those in the United Kingdom who don't know, or worldwide, Star Magazine is one of the biggest tabloid magazines there is. And she knew Meghan because, as she stated in her videos, she was a source for Star Magazine. And at the same time, she used to pay Star Magazine to publish stories about her to keep her relevant when she was a D-lister actress. Now she's a D-list royal, ex-royal. No, she's a D-list actress still. You know, you would think that actually, now that I think of it, the title didn't elevate her to anything. So when she wasn't known, basically, and Shallon Lester goes on to say that in the forms that Meghan Markle filled to get paid for stories or whatever that she gave, or whenever she would pay them to publish stories, she would call herself Caucasian. So for all the black community out there, and this is Shallon Lester, Shallon Lester knows where her bodies are buried because Meghan Markle used to beg Star magazines and all the paps to come and take pictures of her. The problem was that nobody would show up. So the few that did, then she would write stories and publish them, ask them and pay for them to be published. So Shallon knows what she's talking about, you know. And as she said, before Meghan Markle came into the royal family, you know, she would be asked all the time if the stories about the royal family were true. And she would say, well, we sort of kind of, because actually people in the royal family, they run a tight ship. They don't blab, they don't betray people or anything like that. But when Meghan showed up, it was a very leaky ship. It was a very leaky ship. So now Meghan Markle, basically she went and defamed Shallon Lester. And I know what you're going to say. It was Christopher Bosie who did that, but Meghan Markle was the executive producer in Netflix. Archwell Productions, in collaboration with Netflix, produced that show. She had a final say on what was put in or taken out of that horror fiction show that they produce. Okay? So she is responsible at the end of the day as the executive producer. She is responsible. And she had saying what was said or what was not said. Meghan Markle is really quick to sue. I mean, how many lawsuits do her and Harry have? Didn't she sue the newspaper for that letter? Didn't she sue? She's suing everybody. I mean, and then she goes and apologizes for perjury. So it is going to be very interesting because Shallon Lester is not going to back down. She's not. At all.
Alligators, we have a very special episode today. An episode directed to two specific people. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Now, Shallon, you might be saying, come on, you've done a lot of episodes about them. Yeah, I've done a lot of episodes about them. I've never done an episode for them and to them. But you know what? That's where we differ. Because they did decide to include me in their new Netflix documentary. Their Netflix documentary that has a seemingly unlimited number of episodes. We're on what, like episode 6 right now? Ken Burns, the storied documentarian, only had to do 10 parts to cover the Vietnam War.
Because for Shallon Lester, yes, it's about money, but it's mostly about reputation. Because she doesn't want to be involved with Meghan Markle or with the likes of Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle's behavior is skanky. She may drip herself in jewelry. Meghan Markle can bathe herself in platinum and diamonds, but she still is a skank, in my opinion. It has nothing to do with her skin color or anything like that because she's white. It has to do with her behavior, her actions. Archie's birthday was not about Archie, was it? It was all about her. You know, I thought that Harry moving from leaving the Abbey to rush to his son was because they were going to take a picture as a family and show the little boy, you know, as a family. But I guess Meghan Markle has given up the pretense of being a happy family altogether. You know, who cares? The kids are not, you know, the kids are her anchor babies. Well, you know what they are, right? The children, if she has any, are the anchor children. She knows that she's going to get income until they're 18 years of age at least. And she's going to milk their titles for that long. But yes, Meghan messed with the wrong lady because Shallon is fierce. Shallon is not scared at all. And Shallon doesn't put up with any crap. So they are in legal proceedings. What that means is that Shallon right now sent legal letters asking them for a public apology and retraction. And of course, monetary compensation. I don't know whether she's received a letter back or not. Clearly she hasn't because that clip is actually quite recent. The one that I posted there is actually quite recent. So I don't think she's received an answer. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens because it is going to be very interesting. Meghan, and the problem is that Meghan can't really say very much because Shallon is well known and well liked in the United States. I mean, she's really loved and well liked in the United States. I love her. I follow her. I don't agree with some of the things she says, but you know, so what? I don't have to agree with everybody all the time. I'm not insane. We are entitled to different opinions while respecting and liking each other. By the way, guys, don't forget tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. California time, I'm having a live with the Healing Monarch. She's a big royal fan, and that's how I got to see her. I haven't met her, but I did look at her website, and she talks about helping lose weight. I don't know about you. I mean, I don't have those issues because I was anorexic, and whenever you have an eating disorder like that, it always goes with you your whole life. But I know a lot of my friends, and they are struggling, especially over the age of 40 or any age, that you have emotional eating, like stress eating, and you can't get rid of that weight, for men and women, by the way. So let's get together, send me the email, and we're going to talk royalty, and we're going to talk weight loss tomorrow during the live, so join it. And no, I'm not getting paid. I just thought it'd be a cool thing because, I want to bring things that I find interesting that can help us. So anyways, so Shallon is the kind of lady that is going to she's going to take this all the way. She will want something very publicly admitted. And we know that Maggie baby, she doesn't like to admit defeat because she's the Duchess. On that note, I saw the Royal Grift, and she did a great video about Moringer, the guy that wrote the ghostwriter for Harry's book. They are trying to pimp the book again, or the second edition of the book, because there's another book coming. So he's trying to say, oh my goodness, I was talking back to a prince. First of all, Harry's nobody. He has no position, nothing. He's a nobody, but he makes it sound like Harry's such an important guy. How he was tortured by pretend terrorists, but he wants to have that phrase included to show that he has intellect. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. That's a teaser, because that's what they're teasing about, what's coming in the next book. I don't think people are going to buy the second book. I don't think a lot of people bought the first book either. We know that these people lie in figures. But anyways, this is going to be very interesting because she defamed the wrong person. And this person will take her to the cleaners. And I'm here rooting for Shallon Lester. So what do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen now? What do you think is going to happen now? Please let me know, because Shallon Lester is taking Meghan to the cleaners. She's doing what the palace refuses to do. She's doing what the staff at the palace should have done. They should have sued Meghan Markle. Because these people were traumatized, they were abused, allegedly. Yeah, it is going to be interesting. And for a woman and a man, Harry and Meghan, whichever way you want to see it, because I don't know who's the woman in that relationship and who's the man, for claiming to be family and that, she didn't go because of, what's his name, Archie? She sure is, CD. Oh, CD's here. She sure is not, the kid. The kid, where is the kid? Where was the kid? It's going to be interesting. Meghan Markle is heading to a U.S. court for defamation. Well, way to go, Meghan. You pissed the UK and the U.S. and worldwide. See you in court.